Well, we're going to move on to another amazing person now, Lady Gaga.
Right, she's all right. Yeah,
she is extremely all right. A couple of things, and I might bring them both together.
Yep.
This is from the Monster Ball.
Yep.
And this is from Dom Perignon.
Fabulous.
Fabulous Dom Perignon shoot. You and I worked with Lady Gaga since, right
Since Dom Perignon?
No, since Monster Ball. Did you not do Monster Ball with me?
So Monster Ball was one of Michael's jobs. Monster Ball lasted 3 days in Park Row Studio. You got to remember,
and 3 nights.
Michael tapped out a long time before that. I wouldn't claim this as my job out of respect for Michael, but I remember each scene that we did there intimately. It was an ingredients shoot as well. It was like, I need a pig's heart, I need a wall with holes in, I need this and that and the other. And that was very much what we did well. And I think it's that even
the sort of shopping list of objects. It is in part, as you say, because Michael wasn't on the shoot very much due to long hours. And when I say long hours, it was 3 days and 3 nights.
We weren't going anywhere, yeah.
So you literally would live at the studio over that time, partly because of Gaga's work ethic, which is, so at that time, was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You'll never come across somebody who doesn't seem to need sleep.
Yeah, I know, right.
For 3 days. You would go into these shoots and Gaga would just keep going.
Yeah.
She would keep on performing, and then she would take, as much as we'd take inspiration from the set, so if there was a set which was just bolts of light coming through a perforated screen, or whether it was her actually being physically tattooed, that would be one of the things. So I'd say part of my shopping list would be a tattoo artist.
Yeah, I remember it well.
All those sorts of things. She would take inspiration from each of those moments and then develop it herself.
Yeah.
So she would bring her own narrative, her own character to each one of those things. And this would get shot, repeatedly over the course of 2 or 3 days and 2 or 3 nights. Dom Perignon was slightly different because Monster Ball obviously was for her, and Dom Perignon was for Dom Perignon. Because we worked together for so long now, we have, how the best way to put it, we have certain things we go back to and revisit. Yeah,
there's a shorthand that is ideas that we've even got names for. Sometimes might need a different iteration, but it's like, that's the vibe kind of thing. And I think it's part and parcel. If you take the shopping list analogy, like our shopping list has got a few must-have items on it sometimes, you know?
Bread, eggs and milk.
Yeah, exactly, don't forget the toilet roll. One of the things that I think is nice about working with the same person all the time is a lot of people approach you saying, you know, you can sort, whether it's true or not, you can do what you want, or we'd like you to have free reign. And when they mean that, it means that we can perhaps take an idea that we might have started with that was, oh, we built this, we never got a chance to explore it that much because it was in a story of 15 other images. So, but why don't we make one of them, and why don't we try and do some more with that? And we'll do that, and then if it works well, we'll go with, can we push that even further and even further? So it's not it's certainly never the same thing coming out.
No, and often it's a bit like ingredients. You reshuffle them. So okay, let's do a mirrored cube, a mirrored studio. So mirrors on the floor, mirrors on the wall, mirrors on the ceiling, and then the door that's mirrored. So the person with filming or photographing is encased in their own reflections. Yeah. But then let's put chandeliers in it, as we did for Dom Perignon, or let's have a rotating flash in it, so it's that sort of pulsating light. Or let's have one wall made out of 3M, or let's have, and there are all these different things that we mix up and we come back to, and they do become things that I get obsessed with and fascinated with, which I want to try keep on working with. Green screen is one, 3M's another one. You know, fire is always good, rain is always good, smoke is always good. Think of the number of shoots. You have this smoke machine,
it's legendary.
Which is it's like something from 1920s, and you sort of fire it up, and it sort of spurts out this thick cloud of smoke. It's not like a haze.
No, it's very unique. It's very unique in that sense. One of my favourite things from Gaga's tour that we did was her on top of the piano in that fantastic suit where she looked like...
This is Chromatica.
Yeah, Chromatica. Yeah. When she looked like a scorpion or something, and you've got the camera in shot going around it because it looked great against 3M. And then a bit of that smoke, and the smoke, because it was against the 3M, went kind of black instead of the usual white that it is, and it just... The way that Chromatica used to open with that, I love it. I loved it.
Gaga's actually very good with everybody. She's one of those performers, and you see a few. Bjork's another one. That at the end of a shoot, they will say thank you to everybody. Everybody on set.
100% Bjork will say thank you to everybody, unless you happen to be the guy that poured half a ton of soil with some rocks in, and on that occasion, on her head, on that occasion, she might not say, "Thank you, Andy, I'll see you next time." That's the only time. She was very nice the rest of the time, but I think that was one rock, one bit of soil too far.